What are examples of toxic femininity? Mothers shaming C-section moms saying they didn't give birth because the child was surgically removed. Girls who only support other girls when it's convenient for their image. Putting other women down for their interests. Moms bullying other moms. Mothers telling women without kids that their life is meaningless and they can't understand true love. That singled women should be sad. Thinking women cannot be perpetrators of domestic abuse, sexual assault, and rape. Women that only want traditional values when it benefits them. Being verbally abusive and then playing victim the second the other person argues back or raises their voice. Any MLM shit. Why you are so pirate tied just need to use same IPRAJCT for B la BLAB, la. And then they steal your money. Women who throw other women under the bus for a man, or the attention of a man, etc. What are some workplace red flags that scream don't work here? Everyone you meet has been working there less than 2 years and it isn't a startup. If all of the other employees look sullen and depressed. If you walk into the office area and feel like you've walked into a funeral service. Nobody's smiling, nobody's laughing. Nobody looks remotely happy or content. Just turn around and walk back to your car. That is not a good place to be working at. When your initial interview doesn't start on time, and you're waiting. They don't respect your time. Which essentially means they don't respect their workers. The hiring manager who brought you in quit. I had a job interview a long time ago where I asked if there was any office dress code. The response I got was, just try not to wear your gang colors all the time. A super low retention rate. Any place that's had multiple managers over a short period of time is a red flag. What is a TV show you can watch over and over again? Psych. Futurama. Good Years of The Simpsons. Star Trek The Next Generation. Golden Girls. Cheers. Frasier. Parks and Rec. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Community. Monk. Arrested Development. The IT Crowd. Firefly. I rewatch Fringe almost every year. Scrubs. The West Wing. Love me some Jed Bartlett and some Josh Lyman. Ted Lasso. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. King of the Hill. I Tell You What. Criminal Minds. Avatar The Last Airbender. Peep Show. Schitt's Creek. MASH Great Comedy. Lucifer. House. Supernatural. Bluey. Smiley Face. Malcolm in the Middle. Buffy the Vampire Slayer on my third rewatch. Rick and Morty. House. Better Call Saul. Frasier. Bob's Burgers. IT Crowd. Archer. 30 Rock. The X-Files. Americans of Reddit. What would you do if the United States were invaded? Get Florida man hopped up on bath salts and let him run rampant through the enemy lines. It'd be like watching a crazed Wendigo tear people limb from limb. Watch all the tax dollars I have paid for the past 20 years go to work. We'd still be going to work, because when it's over, rent is still due at the first of the month and food doesn't buy itself. Probably work from home that day, traffic would be a bitch. So anyway, I started blastin'. If it's advanced interglacial aliens? Get blasted I guess if it's another country? Watch my taxes go to work. Rudy Tooty point and shooty. I just hope both sides have fun out there. I know I'm probably a little biased here but we're essentially defended on both sides by mountains and angry rednecks who have spent multiple generations hoping and praying someone would be dumb enough to attack. Continue with my day. It would last about 7 minutes. What is something acceptable in men but frowned upon in women? Mustache. Facial hair. Body hair. Body hair. For some reason, not wanting children. Family will constantly try to convince me that I will want children sooner or later or that it's not that bad giving birth. My brother however said it once or twice that he doesn't want kids and everyone is just okay with it. My parents already have a grandchild from my stepsister and my mom says that she still needs one from me. There's more but it would make her sound like an insane parent. Aging. Putting career before child rearing. Going braless. Or even topless. Not having children. Farting is generally accepted from men. But we like to pretend only rainbows and pixie dust comes from a woman's ass. Being direct. Not wearing makeup. Promiscuity. Short hair. Foul language. What city is extremely overrated in your opinion? Miami. A city of narcissists and attention whores. Dubai. Miami. Seen as the holy land for vacations here in Latin America, but in reality it is just I don't know if anyone but children and retirees actually like this city, but Law and I hate Orlando. Nothing personal, but Dubai. And I'm not a city designer, but I don't think you call it a downtown when there's a 12-lane highway cutting through a bunch of skyscraper walls and that's it. Pisa was a bit of a letdown. Myrtle Beach. Tourists act like it's the damn Bahamas. Vegas. Nashville. My former employer was headquartered there and so I went frequently. It seems like if you don't like drinking or country music, you're kind of out of it. Wasn't that walkable and no real nice parks with trails, etc. I greatly appreciate that anyone saying Chicago is getting downvoted. If you woke up and found yourself to be in high school again, what would you do to make the most of it? Be way more freaking confident knowing that none of those people have any impact on or relationship with me now. Basically a who cares, so be you mentality. Edit. I've got a few friends that survived into my 30s. They're the type that accepted me for who I was back then and have grown with me since. Lot of things like publish key events of Games of Thrones Season 8 as fanfiction so that they will have a different Season 8. Try my best to remember upcoming future events so I can profit off them. Or avoid any mistakes that I made the first time through. Socialize more, work out, save money, learn about adulting, become responsible and improve my performance in school. Buy Bitcoin. What are some things we shouldn't normalize? Bashing a person's hobbies interests, so long as they're not actively harming others while indulging in such interests. Working way beyond your capacity, especially if you're just an employee and work for an hourly wage rather than the survival or success of your own company. Unhealthy habits like pulling all-nighters to write an essay that's due the next day. Hustle culture. We aren't born just to work and die. People need to normalize taking breaks and prioritizing their health, family and personal time. Voting for mentally incapable leaders. Parents exposing their child on social media. Spontaneous post is okay, but using them for money clout and require them to be part of every scripted videos is totally not right. They should enjoy their private lives. If you like your coffee, how you like your women. How do you like your coffee? Without other people's dick in it. Black and full of white stuff. Ground up and in the freezer. Thick as fuck. Willing to let me put my penis in it. Emo e-girl mentally unstable. Not sure how that can be a coffee. Like I like my slaves. Free. Spilling onto my windshield because I forgot I left it on the roof of my car. Brown and sweeter than should be allowed. Hot and filled with cream. Strong, black and ice cold. Cold face. I don't like women, but I love coffee. Black and strong, mostly bitter with a touch of sweet. I don't like coffee. Silent. Imported from Venezuela. I like my coffee funny, pretty and intelligent. Sweet and robust. White and hot. I don't like coffee. Strong. In bed. To quote Tom Waits, coffee strong enough to defend itself. Sweet. Strong and milky. With my dick in it. Bad luck Bootsy. What is an old movie you would love to see brought back to theaters? Twister 1996. Saving Private Ryan. The experience of watching that through a cinema screen must have been pretty crazy. Lawrence of Arabia. Lord of the Rings. I'm going to watch all of them. Hopefully they do extended editions. Heat 1995. The Fifth Element. The Matrix. I know it's not that old, but my dad rubs it in my face all the time that he got to see it in theater and I didn't. I was 13 when it came out and he made me watch it as soon as it hit DirecTV PPV, but still. 23 years later it's still our favorite movie to see together, but I'll never forgive him for watching the first time. Me. The Thing, The Rescuers Down Under, Fern Gully, The Secret of Nim, and so many more. Alien. I wanna see 2001: A Space Odyssey on IMAX. How old is too old to date an 18-year-old? Whatever age that listening to them gets annoying. DiCaprio, is that you? If you're asking this, the answer is probably you're too old. Gets a bit sketchy beyond early 20s. I'm a 28-year-old woman. I'd say 22 is the cutoff. 18 is a fresh young adult with next to no real-life experience, and older people can generally manipulate them due to that fact. POV: you dated a 35-year-old at the age of 19 and now realize how goddamn creepy it was. At 18, I dated a 27-year-old for 3 months. At the time it didn't bother me, we had loads of fun together. But looking back, it was maybe a little weird. 23 older. Based on the what's the youngest woman I can date formula. Age divided by 2 plus 7. Edit: both must be legal adults from that point. Half number ages of the younger party will be rounded up. If you could pick one fictional food, what would you like to try? Lembas. It'd be so practical for hikes or camping trips. The bacon from Hal's Moving Castle. A Krabby Patty. Ratatouille from the movie The Grinch's Roast Beast. And as a side note, that's what my 5-year-old grandson was calling our ham on Thanksgiving. The multicolored goop from Hook. Not a food exactly, but I would want to eat something seasoned with a spice weasel. Bam. Pizza from the 80s TMNT cartoon. Kronk's Spinach Puffs. Soylent Green, with Brondo to wash it down. A Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster. Butterbeer. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order always? Slurm. The lickable wallpaper from Willy Wonka. The moon cheese that Wallace and Gromit had. He didn't seem impressed, but it looked good to me. Good. Serious. What's the most disturbing piece of information you've found out about someone you've known personally? Guy I used to hang out date with was caught not once, but twice torturing and killing cats. I still feel sick thinking about it. A guy who is about 5 years older than me always followed me around school when I was 12-13. Used to walk me to the car and sit in front of the door so I couldn't close it and just talk to me and my mum for ages. Then found out he lives in my street, still does to this day 17 years later. Few years ago he got convicted of making and distributing child pornography. My next door neighbor was raping and torturing a 9-year-old girl. I felt so bad that I was next door going about my daily life and not knowing it. Alcohol versus weed. Which is worse, better, and why? Should be weed legal in most countries as alcohol is? 5 drunk people will start a fight. 5 stoned people will start a band. Lot of people don't know that alcohol is a hard drug because it's sold legal in stores, right? In my decades in the game I seen more damage being done from alcohol compared to illegal drugs. Never heard of someone getting stoned and beating his wife and kids. Dad's an alcoholic. Mom's a stoner. Dad owns a Fortune 10,000 company. Mom lives on disability. Point alcohol. Mom has never been in cuffs. Dad is drunkenly fist-fought a cop after a drunken hit-and-run. Point weed. Father is one of the most miserable people I know. Mom is quite happy. Point weed. Anything that is used as an emotional crutch will eventually become damaging. It's all about moderation. Non-Americans have read it. Who is the most famous person from your country? That low-cost cosplay dude. Mia Khalifa. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Of the ones still alive, that is. Steve Irwin. Harold Bluetooth Edit. Other people have come with Hans Christian Andersen, who I forgot about. Mads Mikkelsen, of who I only know 2 movies he is in. Niels Bohr, who I considered. Nelson Mandela. Ho Chi Minh. Manny Pacquiao. Cristiano Ronaldo. Avicii. Carl von Linné, or maybe Dag Hammarskjöld. Hard to decide which one is more famous than the other. Edito. Or the generation maybe thinks PewDiePie is more famous. Albert Einstein. Probably Pele. Ronnie fucking Pickering. Pedro Pascal. Mads Mikkelsen, I would guess. John Paul II. Lech Walesa. Frederick Chopin. Maria Skłodowska-Curie. Take your pick. Take your pick. Fellow non-Americans, what is something quite common in the US that is completely unheard of in your own country? My German friend visited us in college. First party he goes, they do exist, and held up our pack of red Solo cups. Ha! Healthcare workers going home after work still in scrubs. And washing them at home. Free drink refills. Homecoming. Sadie Hawkins. Winter formal. Prom. We have none of this. The closest thing is the graduation itself. Not sure if it's been said. Americans with Disabilities Act is amazing. Wheelchair ramps everywhere and ease of access. This thing where the kitchen sink has teeth. As a Dutchie, driving a car and turning right on a red light. That messed with my head. If you do that here, you are gonna hit at least 5 cyclists. Ice tap water on your table immediately. Such an amazing thing. People have read it. What are some of your unexplainable and creepy experiences? Serious. I was in a travel-mandated quarantine during COVID, so I was alone at our apartment that we were moving out of. My wife, son and dog were literally around the globe back in the States. I kept seeing a shadow of my dog under our dining table both day and night. Was walking along the sidewalk and for no reason my shoelace broke. Stopped and began to tie a knot where the lace had broken. Then I looked up where I would have been in a crosswalk and a car plowed over 3 people, hurting one seriously. My laces were only a few weeks old and should never have broken like that. But it likely saved my life, so. Yeah. What are you sick of people trying to convince you is great? Raycon earbuds. Waking up at crack of dawn just to get a head start on the day. Oh my god, running. Runners are such evangelists. Running will change my life apparently. Fuck that. I did couch to 5K just to shut them up. Successfully completed it a week early. Hated every single minute. But now I have the proof it's not for me. Alcohol. Every time I'd go out and people saw I don't drink, they'd ask me why. When I explained I'm teetotal, they'd try their best to get me to drink. I'm not a virgin to the stuff. I was a drinker in my teens but realized I hated it, so packed it in. They're untrained, unleashed dog. GTFO with that mess, and don't bring it out in public until you have actually given it some meaningful training and a leash. Also, if you are not physically capable of restraining that dog, don't bring it out in public ever. Non-Americans only. What is one thing you really like about the States? The nature and the scenery. I spent a 5 weeks road tripping the western US this year, and I loved all the sights and scenery. From the deserts in Mojave, to the depths of the snowy Grand Canyon, the red buttes of Monument Valley, to the blooming forests in Yosemite Oak Redwood, and the glittering sea along Highway 1. I like how they at least try to stay friendly and help tourists out, unlike the blatant no that you get in my polder. Not sure if it's American or Mexican, but Takis, Fuego Takis. Otaki. What country would you go to if monkey wasn't a problem? Planet of the Apes. Monkey isn't a problem for me. I'm a mandrillionaire. Oz. Singapore. I want to visit a place with a monkey problem, just here for the laughs. Not disappointed. Any banana republic. Why can't you do it? Why can't you set your monkey free? Always giving into it. Do you love the monkey or do you love me? The Netherlands. Specifically to Amsterdam. That way, I don't have to spank my monkey. Monkey will always be a problem. Monkey problems? No, I'm not having monkey problems. Donkey Kong Country. India. Them damn monkeys stole my wallet. Madagascar, although a lemur problem, and they are technically not monkeys but prosimian. There are no native monkeys in the countries I want to visit. You know, op misspelt that on purpose. Is there a monkey problem in Australia?